What's going on, guys? Christian, the Crumpers, I'm finally back. I know, I've been terrible. But yeah, we're back with a... Hey guys, I just wanted to apologize on the lighting of this video. I don't know what happened. Like, this is normal lighting. Look at this shit. It's like orange. I tried to correct it, but it's good. Sorry, guys. 8-string guitar review of a Agile Pendulum Pro 8-string. The specs on this guy is a mahogany body, the Agile Cepheus pickups. I think that's how you pronounce it. Sounds like a disease to me, but whatever. Ebony fingerboard, a 5-piece maple neck with the mahogany strips right here. Grover locking tuners. That's pretty cool. And we're featuring a Kaler bridge, the first time I've ever messed with a Kaler. 3-way switch, volume tone knob, and I mean, that's pretty much it for the big specs on this guitar. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the demo I played sucked. That was a really bad song I wrote, because I'm just gonna come out right the bat and say this. Very low inspiration has came from this instrument. Usually when you pick up an instrument, you want to feel inspired. You want to feel like, wow, I can play a lot of things on this guitar. And I'm already going to tell you guys right off the bat that I just didn't really care for this guitar. This guitar is not for me. So you guys know how I like to do these things. I like to do tone, playability, and quality. And that's how I rate everything. So let's get to, first off, the tone. Now, the Cepheus 8-string pickups, they look cool. They kind of have that lace design on them, like the stripe bar type thing. However, I really don't like the performance of these pickups. I like a wide array of sounds. I like to play a lot of different types of stuff on guitars, especially on 8 strings. I like to play tappier stuff, slap stuff. And these pickups are really only designed to, they're only really designed to metal. And if that's all you plan on doing with this guitar, it's actually a pretty good guitar. I mean, these things kind of... They metal. These pickups metal very well. But if you plan on doing anything else other than metaling, then you're not gonna really get the job done with this guitar. And this was very, very uninspiring to me. So that's why it took me so long to do this review, because mainly I've been neglecting it for so long, because I'm just not been inspired by playing this guitar. But it does play metal and does metal very well. But like I said, that's about all you're gonna get. So if you're into that, then I think this will be a great guitar for you. If you're not and you're like me and you want a little bit more of a wide array of tone and possibilities, I think you should stay clear of this or switch out the pickups for your preferred pickup set. Now, saying that, these pickups do have great sustain. You hit a note and it goes forever. I think they have really good response. You know, they play. You know, if your fingers touch it and you pick it, and it comes out pretty well. So the finger response is pretty good on these. And overall, if as a metal pickup, I think they're solid. I think they're fine. And if you're just playing like deathcore and you're just like, you know, you want to do deathcore on this or some other high extreme metal, I think you can get away with it pretty easily. But if you want to do like prog or something a little bit more fancier, I would definitely highly recommend switching these out. Now, let's go to playability. And easily the best thing about this guitar is the playability. So, I'm not gonna lie, I love ebony fingerboards. I think most of us do. Ebony looks nice. It looks good. It feels... Ebony always has that smooth feel to it, especially when you're doing vibrato. It just feels like the string just glides right across the neck. And this guitar definitely does that. I mean, it's literally, you know, it's just flawless. It just feels good. And the neck on this, you know, I'm used to playing the Wizard stuff, the Ibanez Wizard stuff, so me jumping to this, I mean, really isn't that big of a deal at all. And quite frankly, I really like this neck. It's one of the biggest things I was a little worried about, and this is a neck-through design. I forgot to mention that, but we do have a neck-through design, and it is very easy to play. And I think, you know, easily the best thing about this guitar is the playability. I mean, it's just so easy to glide on it. I don't know if none of you guys have played a multi-scale guitar before. For me, it's not that bit weird. Like, I don't really think of it as much of a jump at all. Like, I barely notice it personally. I've owned a couple multi-scale guitars in the past, and personally for me, I don't really notice it. And on this guitar, it's no different. I don't notice it too well, except when you get down here, it's like, oh, it's a little weird, but it works, you know, it's not that bad. But yeah, playability on this thing is easily the best part. Like I said, it just plays very well. Now the third thing is the quality, which is a mixed bag, because constructionally wise, the way the guitar is built, from the neck through to everything on this guitar, is built solidly, built to last. Another big reason I did not get to reviewing this guitar this fast is how heavy it is. Literally, let's just show the tape. Alright, let's review this guitar. Let's try it one more time. Well, I guess I'll try again tomorrow. Yeah, so this thing is super heavy, but it also, I think that might have to do something with sustain. That's what people say, who knows, but it is built sturdy and it has quality. That's the one big thing I've noticed, that it is a quality built guitar. But however, we get to the hardware, the quality of the hardware, and this is the break it point for me for this guitar, is the Kaler bridge. This is my first ever Kaler, and this is like a hard locked Kaler. Like, this isn't a trem Kaler. It's nothing in the nothing's going through the back, and there's no locking nut, and it's just a straight up hard locked Kaler, which is kind of cool. And you get fine tuners right up here, which is cool. But I just look at it; it's just so ugly. Like, it covers the entire section of the guitar, and it's just so gaudy looking and just ugly. And personally, me palm muting on this thing, I don't like it. It doesn't feel good in my hands. It doesn't feel good on the palm mutes. And personally for me, it's one of the biggest downers of the guitar is the Kaler bridge. I mean, stringing it through and doing the string stuff, it's not that hard, but it's ugly looking, and personally I don't like the way it feels. And a lot of times if you pick really hard, sometimes like I do, the strings will sometimes fall out of the saddle. Sometimes you gotta pick really hard, but if you do, it's gonna fall out the saddle. But yeah, that's a downer. Is the Kaler Bridge, and this is my first experience with one. And overall, it hasn't been a too positive experience, but not awful. But I definitely would not want it on another guitar. So I definitely stay clear of it and go for something else. Also, the Grover locking tuners, and we all know Grover's reputation is pretty good. They got some really solid, good tuners, and these are locking too, which is another great plus. They come on this guitar, and I'm always a big fan of locking tuners coming on guitars. It just makes my life easier. However, the D-string tuner, this tuner, however, is not fully locking, so I actually had to wrap the string around the post a little bit. You're not supposed to do that with locking tuners, but I had to with this because you hear that? It doesn't fully lock, and I can't get the string to fully, you know, the piston or whatever, the thing that shoots up in the locking tuners to keep the string in place isn't fully quite locking, so I had to wrap around the string post a little bit to secure it. And for Grover, that kind of sucks. I don't know if it's just bad voodoo with this guitar, but it definitely isn't cool, to say the least, that I had to wrap everything around to keep it, make sure it doesn't fall out. This is a used guitar, so there is a couple blemishes on it, but really it's overall, if I had to say, I think if, like I said, if you are a metal guy and you just want to play heavy metal on an 8-string guitar, and you want to, you know, you can play, and you play a lot of leads, you can play fast sweeping leads, or just fast trem picking leads, I think this is a great guitar for you and a great choice. However, if you're looking for this to be your, if you want to learn Animals as Leader songs, or another 8-string band or extended range band, I don't think this is the guitar for you. If you're looking for that 8-string with great balance and great clean sounds, I don't think this is your guitar. However, I think if you take the pickups out, maybe you can get close to that sound. I'm not sure, and I'm not gonna try. Cosmetically, I don't really care for the look of this. The mahogany and the stripe here, the maple. I don't know if it's a maple with the mahogany wings and the maple. It's cool, but it's not really for me. I'm not a really big fan of it. I do like the way the ebony fingerboard looks with the headstock. I think that looks nice. And I don't know, cosmetically, I just find it a tad boring. The back looks super nice with the neck through shape. The neck joint is very comfortable, so that's another thing with the playability. But overall, though, I think this, for me, this has been a downer of a guitar, personally. But I think, like I said, if you're a big metal guy and just want to play metal, I think this would be a great guitar for you. Also, I like the additional no inlay look on here. There's no inlays, and I always like when guitars have no inlays. It adds a little bit of slickness to it and cool factor. I don't know, but yeah, and the strings also sit really well in the nut, and everything stays in tune pretty well on this guitar. So yeah, overall, I would say not for me. Definitely not for me, but I could see a lot of 8-string players wanting to check this out, and I highly recommend it for 8-string metalheads. So yeah, that's the review of this. Thank you. And a quick channel update. So I know recently I haven't came out with a video in like almost, I don't know, a month and a half, 2 months. Well, you know, we all know that YouTube demonetized everything, so after that kind of happened, my inspiration for the channel has kind of dropped a little bit, but now I'm picking back up. Just did this review. I have another review type thing coming next week. Legit, it's gonna be a cool one. I hope you guys check that out. Also, I'm gonna be doing more discussion videos too. Like my Toast Nabasi Ibanez one I did. I have one that I'm gonna be talking about the music business in general. Misha Mansour said some things a couple weeks ago that I want to talk about as well, and I have a theory about it. So I am coming out with more content, guys. I'm sorry about the delay, but you know, life and motivation, you know, weren't there for a minute. So, but we're gonna get back into it, and I'm finishing up school, so that way I'll have way more time to do this stuff. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the next Brutal Honest Gear review. Crumpers out.